What's up, guys? It's Lucy back here with your Lucy Tuesdays. I am pre-recording the heck out of this video, so hopefully I don't forget anything within the next week because that would be really sad. But I have time to record now, and I look cute, and I just recorded for my main channel, so hop on over there, check that video out. It's probably going to be up by the time this is up. And without further ado, welcome to Rant Week. Rant Week is a big week for me, mostly because I can't think of just one thing to rant about. So you know what you guys are getting? Yes, you guessed it, yet another compilation slash medley made by yours truly, your girl. So the first thing I want to rant about, first up, foremost, not a story, not something that happened to me, not a life experience, but people in general who treat relationships like they're a game or they're a race and they want to get married before they're friends, so they pretend they've been together longer, or they come up with weird ways to make their relationship look more valid than, you know, their other friends. And nothing irritates me more, especially when girls lie about how good their relationship is going to try to make it look better than, you know, their friends because they don't want to be seen as someone lesser because they're not married yet, because they're older. You feel me? You see the pattern where I'm going? And it's the same with guys who treat it like it's a game. Guys who just kind of date around and like mess around and don't really ever commit to one woman, and like there's no point in going and messing around dating multiple women if you have no serious intentions with them. I mean, possibly an unpopular opinion with some people, but that's how I feel. And you don't need to be lying about your relationship and making it seem better than it is. Like, if it's not good, why would you want to pretend that it's good if you're not? Like, what? Why would you want to stay with that person forever? Why would you even make it want to seem like you want to stay with that person forever? If you have to lie about your relationship, you're already going way too far. Stop while you're ahead. Not cool. So now that that's out of the way, I want to start small. So the smallest thing I want to rant about is when I was in 5th grade, I discovered the beauty from my brother that is laser pointers, and I loved laser pointers. They were the best thing ever. You were immediately super cool if you had one, and so I got one, and I used this thing everywhere. I even brought it to school and showed it to my friends, which, big mistake. We'll get there in a second. And I showed it to all my friends. So one of my friends got a laser pointer and he brought it to school. So we would kind of mess around with them with each other, and it was super fun. Until one day, my teacher saw. Now, before we get to that, I used to sit like, there was like a big bookcase in between my desk, like where I sat, and then where there was another desk, and then where there was like the teacher's desk. So there was like the teacher's desk, another desk, a bookcase, my desk, and then my friend sat in front of me. So he was in line with the teacher's view, but I wasn't. Which means that when I shined my laser pointer at him, she could see it. But when he pointed his at me in my eyes, she couldn't see it. And she got mad at me because I pulled it out and I just did it like click once, like so that he knew I had it. Like I clicked once and then I put it back in my pencil bag, put it away. And then he started shining his in my eyes, and she immediately walked over and only took mine. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I took it out, clicked it once, like shined it on him, put it like, what do you mean you're taking my laser pointer away? He's the one who's shining it in my eyes. Like, do you have no sympathy? No, she didn't care. She took my laser pointer. She still has it. Freaking, what, 5th grade? What grade am I in now? 8 years later, maybe? So yeah, 8 years later, she still has my charger. I'm still salty about it. Like, how dare she take my laser pointer, which I clicked once, and not his, which was going in my eyes, causing me harm. Like, I don't think so. Not cool. Whatever. I don't go to that school anymore. The next story I want to talk is a little bit younger. It's elementary school. Back in elementary school, we used to have maybe like a 10-15 minute break for playtime in class. And during this, you could go get the games out of the cupboards, get board games, get whatever games, and just play with your friends. So I can't remember what I was playing. I think it was like charades or something. And I was playing with this friend. We'll call him Billy. So I'm playing this game with Billy, and I'm trying to tell Billy, you know, hey, it's your turn, like, you can go. And I was like, Billy, it's your turn. Billy, it's your turn. And he just wasn't listening to me. And I wanted to get on and play the game because I'm, you know, trying to be practical and have fun and get the most out of my 15-minute playtime. And he's just like ignoring me. And so finally I'm like, Billy! And I like raise my voice like a fraction of an inch, not even that loud. And he turns to me and tells me, shut up, which like is a huge no-no in the class. Like, this teacher was super against talking to anyone rudely. She was super against saying the word shut up. And he said it to me. And you wanna know who got in trouble? Your girl. God forbid, I said his name just a tad bit louder. He's the one who screams shut up at me. All I did was say, Bailey. And I got in trouble. She told me to go sit down and sit out during class. Like, that wasn't cool. She never asked me what happened. She never tried to talk to me. She just sat me out. Like, in what world is that okay? I'm sorry. Like, you became an elementary teacher, how? Like, you are teaching kids that it's okay to get in trouble for not doing anything wrong, even though the person next to them just did something wrong, they're not being held accountable? Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. That's not cool. And another grudge I think I had with the same teacher, another grudge I've held, is I don't know what I did, but I had to sit out during playtime once because of something I did. I don't remember what. And I'm normally like pretty good at sitting out. If I do something wrong, then I'll sit out and not complain. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but a teacher complimented me once at recess saying, you know, for someone who got in trouble and doesn't look like they get in trouble very much, you're handling being sat out really strongly, you're not crying, like, good job, go you. And that was a really good moment. But unfortunately, the day I'm discussing is very different. I was told to sit out in class, which is fine. If I did something wrong, I'm going to sit out. I'm going to do it without complaining, and I'm going to do it, you know, because I'm supposed to. And I was reading a book while I was sitting out, and I had a question about one of the words, and I remember the words to this day. It was regurgitate, and it was in the 6th Harry Potter book because there were regurgitating toilets in the Ministry of Magic. And I did not know what the word regurgitate was and why it was being paired with a toilet. Like, I kind of thought regurgitate meant to throw up, but at the time it didn't make sense to me because it was in the same sentence as the word toilet, and I just didn't understand that. So I'm sitting out, so I raise my hand while I'm sitting out so that I can ask my teacher what the heck regurgitate means. And she just like pretends not to notice me and stays at her desk reading her book. Like, I just keep my hand raised and I continue reading, and I just like look up periodically to see if she notices. She never does, and eventually she like looks up from her book and she's like,
if you're in timeout, I'm not answering any of your questions. You deserve to be there, so be quiet and stay seated.
Or something along those lines. Like, she basically straight up passive-aggressively sasses me, a freaking 6-year-old, in the middle of class just because I had a question because I was in timeout. So now, not only are we teaching kids that it's okay to say shut up, and you get in trouble if you're trying to get your friend's attention who's ignoring you and he's the one acting wrong, but we're also teaching kids that if you have a question about a big word in a book, that if you're in trouble, you don't deserve any attention, and basically screw you, like nobody cares about you or your problems because you're in timeout. Why would we talk to you and give you the time of day just because you're in time? No, not okay. If your kid's in timeout and your kid has the like decency to raise their hand to ask a question, answer the question. I don't care if they're in timeout. They're still going to be paying their punishment whether or not you answer the question. Don't be rude. Don't be that teacher. Don't be that child teacher. Like, that's not okay. I grew up my whole life thinking that it was just okay to like be ignored by people, and not only until I was an adult did I realize, yeah, that's not normal. Like, people aren't supposed to just ignore you in life. They're supposed to answer your questions whether or not you're in a good place or a bad place with them. What are we teaching kids? Last and final thing I want to rant about is my old apartment, and I'm going to do an entire video on this because my dad wrote corporate about like some stuff they did that I'm not going to talk about here, and they ignored the email. So I'm just gonna make a video about it since apparently they don't care about their reputation. I lived in an apartment complex last year and they were awful to me. They would put out little flyers on every door saying like, make sure you don't forget to re-sign here, blah blah blah. And I would be sitting out at the pool and I would just watch them go from door to door and then skip my door and then go to the next door. They skipped my door. Did they really not want me to live there that bad that they had to skip my door when putting out flyers? Like, I didn't want to stay there at that point anyway because there's already so much stuff they've done to me, but like, that was shallow. Last thing I'm going to say in this video is they did put a flyer on my door once, however, except it was to tell me that I was getting fined for not cleaning up my dog poop from the yard, even though I did. And I emailed them and told them I'm not paying them, and they never emailed back, so like, cool. But like, I will never forgive whoever told them that I wasn't picking up my dog poop, even though I was. And I'll never forgive them for not listening to me when I told them, hey, I pick up my dog poop. Like, you're not fining me for this. No. So that's that for this. If you want to see my terrible apartment complex experience video, go to my channel, comment, remind me, let me know if it actually sounds like a good story. If it doesn't, I won't tell it. But I hope you liked this video. So if you did, come back next Tuesday for Free Lucy Tuesdays. Maybe I'll have on a funny hat next week. Probably not though, but maybe, you never know.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
You need to be watching people, you need to keep out for your people, love them, ask them if there's something wrong, and if you need someone to talk to, please come to me.